On this video, I'm going to show you how to make a free moist hide. Some people call it a humid hide, some people call it a moist hide, call it as you please. So welcome back to Northern Exotics, guys. I'm Richard, and on this channel we do all things reptile related, whether it be specific species care, breed your own live food, or lovely little hacks just like this video. If that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing. So if you've got a leopard gecko, you're always going to need a moist hide in the enclosure, on the cool side of the enclosure at all times. There's loads of different ways you can do it. This is just a quick, free way of doing it. If you've noticed your leopard gecko going into shed and you've not got a moist hide in there, drop one of these in there, it'll work perfect. It's not just for leopard geckos though. If you've got hatchling baby snakes, anything like that, these will work perfect. If you're noticing it's having a little tough time shedding, drop a humid hide in there, a moist hide, and it'll help it shed off perfectly. The way it helps it shed, it adds a bit of moisture between the two layers of skin, because the animal will absorb the moisture into its skin. Just help it shed off an awful lot easier. This is how we're going to make it now. So what you're going to need in the... You coming in to do it?
Yeah, so what you're going to need a tub of some description. I use the live food tubs. You can use little tubs, you can use anything like that. You can use
we like to use cocoa fibre.
We
use other stuff like paper towels and stuff like that. He's just after his 15 minutes of fame.
And a knife, you need a knife.
Go on, off you go.
No, I'm not, go
on.
No. Okay.
So let's get into actually how to make it. Get your knife, get your tub. You can see all the little holes. They're great little starter points. And it can be in the middle, it could be at a side, it could be anywhere you want. Just straight in, nice and easy, nice and gentle. I go right down to the bottom and I make the holes big enough for the animal to fit in. Not only fit in, but fit in comfortably, so he doesn't scrape himself going in and stuff like that. Be very careful. Unlike me, I'm not paying attention to you or him or whatever, so I'm probably going to stab myself. Keep watching if you think I'm going to stab myself. There you go. So I've done that bit so far. Pull that bit down. There you go. I've made a little hole, and then boom. There you go. So the one thing you need to be concerned about here is all these edges are sharp. So if you want to get a lighter, you can heat up your knife and just run your knife along the edge of them, just to make it a bit softer basically. Or you can just run a lighter around the edge of there, just to sort of mold it off a bit, make it a bit more rounded, less sharp, all that sort of stuff. You can get the lid off so you can see the hole just there, nice and easy. It'll fit through perfectly. Next, you want to grab your cocoa fibre or your kitchen towel or whatever you're putting inside. As you just heard from what he had to say, we like to use cocoa fibre. So we get the tub, get the lid off, just like that. I tip it on the side so it doesn't all come out the hole. This is just ready mixed cocoa fibre. It comes in a big brick and you can just heat it. You add a bit of water to it. It absorbs the water, turns into cocoa fibre. You can crumble it off and it's just like that. I just pour it in, whack the lid back on, nice and easy, and I level it out a little bit. Done. That is it. So your leopard gecko will go in there. All this inside here is going to be nice and moist and wet. Not too wet, but moist. All the humidity is going to gather up in here. We've got a bit of ventilation, so it's not going to be stagnant air inside there. He'll go in, fall asleep, he'll walk around. His body will absorb the moisture and separate the two layers of skin absolutely perfect, the old layer and the new layer. And then he'll rub up inside, or he'll come out and he'll rub up against a piece of rock or a hide or whatever you've got in the actual enclosure, and that'll help him shed off. Simple little hack that works perfectly. You want to put this on the cold side of the enclosure because you don't want all the water, all the moisture to evaporate on the hot side too much. When it does evaporate too much, too quickly, it adds too much humidity into the actual enclosure, and that could be bad for your animal's respiratory systems. If you notice that they're in this a little bit too much, you might find it's because they prefer this hide because it's comfortable. If they're in it too much, they're not in shed or anything like that, you can take it out of the enclosure if you want to. I just leave it in on the cold side. They know to go in, when to shed, and they know when to stay out and stuff like that. They can climb all over it, adds a bit of enrichment. They walk around it, inside it, absolutely amazing. That is a free DIY moist or humid hide for your pet reptile. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more, there's a playlist just there. You can click on that. It'll take you through a world of different videos that I do on this channel. Down that one just there, That'll tell you absolutely whatever YouTube wants to tell you, because that's the one that's they're gonna suggest a video to you there. And down here, click on that, it'll subscribe you to my channel. Make sure you click the notification bell so that you get notified next time I do upload a video. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.